here we are for the second round. We're going to play first. This is not a keep. Nope. Also, all three of our splash cards, nothing to cast them with, is essentially a mold of 3 anyway, so we can't keep it. I don't think we can keep this one either. I mean, we might be able to go land, master and win. I mean, is that better? I mean, the problem is we've got 2 6-drops in our hand that just don't really do anything. I'm going to mulligan this one. I'll keep this one. This one we actually have a 2-drop and a master, so it's obviously hideous, but here we go. Alright, not bad. Swamp one time. Not a swamp. Another type of card we'd love to see here is like a Satyr Wayfinder. Would be pretty fantastic. Would basically help power this thing out and, of course, help us hit our mana. All right, well, we got there. Let's do it. We're all in. Hopefully this works. It's either going to go horribly awry or we're going to win because of it. And I think I like playing it either way. Uh-oh, not Pin of the Earth. Oh, Divination. He's desperate. He's going to be discarding, too. Swordwise. Pretty bad here. Wonder if I should just attack with Nyxborn Eidolon. If I attack with it and draw a land, I get to Nemesis. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I want to keep as much possible pressure on him as I can. He's gonna block here, and we're gonna let it die, and then we're gonna play Swordwise Centaur. Desperate Axe. Not a lot in red that can mess with Master of Feast, but blue definitely can present some issues. And we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to attack. And we'll take that. I mean, we're 1 land away from being able to cast Nemesis, and sometimes you just peel a land anyway. And this thing can attack through a lot of stuff on the ground. And I'll trade it off for that all day. Or that. And we drew our land anyway. So let's attack. And try our best to clear the way here. Probably just trade here. Yeah, that makes sense. Make a big snake and say go. We're still 2 mana away from being able to make this thing go. But really, we're just all in here. Let's just be honest. Either he finds an answer to Master and he beats us, or he doesn't and we beat him. The Nemesis is going to go a long way, but now that he's got 6 mana, he can really start playing some huge stuff here. He changed his mind. Fanatic for a couple. No attacks. Draw you more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 9, so that's not going to happen quite yet. But I think this is the right play. If we attack here, we can get him to trade off 2 of his guys, but we're 1 mana away from being able to monstrous the Nemesis and just make it into an abyss, basically, just meaning that he has to just do it every time, or he's going to bounce this thing anyway. That's fine. We're going to replay it. This is certainly one way we can lose, though. Archetype of Imagination doesn't do a ton at the moment, but it will. Man, we need to find a burn spell here. That'd be sweet. Alright, well, we didn't find a burn spell, but we can... Let's see, if we attack with everything, he can throw a bunch of stuff. Like, he can chump block here and then throw, like, this and this in front. Leave himself with Archetype of Imagination versus a 10-10, but he's sitting on 7 cards when he untaps. I think I'm okay with that. And this looks fine. There we go. All right, so I don't love our position here. There's a lot of things he can do to our Nemesis, but given our mulligan situation, we have certainly given him a run for his money here, him or her. Hopefully this isn't something huge. It is and it isn't. Man, these are big draw steps we have here. Hoop! Felhide Minotaur, not the greatest. So he's going to chump with his Archetype, and then he's going to monstrous his Spearbreaker. Alright, same difference. Yeah, that's really annoying, but it is what it is. So he's going to 9 us. Monstrous his Shipbreaker Kraken. And kill us. Let's see, that's 10, 13, so that's not lethal, but he gets to lock this thing down, then we play Felhide Minotaur, and we just can't really beat him. But there's not a great point to playing the Felhide Minotaur, as it's really just going to get locked down anyway. Well, that's sad. We certainly gave him a good run, and our Master of the Feast put up its best possible effort, given that we were on 4, but... We had basically 2 draw steps where we needed to draw one of our red removal spells to kill either this or whatever the other blocker was. And if we had done that, I think we win the game. But since we didn't, he's able to just maneuver enough with all the extra cards that he got from Master. So we'll have to, we'll have to hope to have more ammo against him as far as mana goes. I'm in Atlanta right now for getting ready to do coverage of a Grand Prix, which will be just over by the time this video goes up, but hopefully you were able to join and enjoyed watching some limited Magic. I always love doing those. Alright, he's going to hit us for 6 here. Sure. Guess he just says go here, and then he can monstrous lock down anything we do and kill us. And all he has to do is send a guy sideways and we will lose. What do we want to do? Viper's Kiss is a card we could consider here for sure. I think we want to leave Nyx Infusion in the board still. There's a couple things that would have been nice to kill, but there's also quite a few that it wouldn't have killed. I guess Viper's Kiss. We also saw a couple of just targets for it. It just kills something. We'll kill an Eidolon here. More of this guy, please, and fewer mulligans also. That's my request. Sure. Can't have both, but turn 3 Master I think is quite good against him, especially if we get to back it up with a little bit more cards, a little more room to work. And I am just going to run it out there on turn 3 and just make him deal with it. Yeah, this card just feels super high risk to me. If he goes like Pin to the Earth, I don't really see how we win. If he doesn't, then we can just start trashing on him. We're going to play Opaline Unicorn into Humbler, which is quite good. I think he's going to hubris it and get a card out of the deal. In the meantime, the beats, they are incoming. No, he's going to take 5. All right, that's great. So I can either cast Ravenous Leucrocota or Opaline Unicorn. Unicorn gives us access to double green. Leucrocota is probably the most just straightforward thing. Why don't we just do that? It's also the one that if it gets countered, I think I'm least sad about, just because both of these can help us find our red cards, or our red mana. All right, Fanatic's not that great here. Viper's Kiss is interesting, though. I wonder if I just let him trade here. Like I can go Opaline Unicorn, Viper's Kiss this turn, or I can go Satyr Wayfinder into land Opaline Unicorn, which is pretty good. I could really just go all out Viper's Kiss this thing and get in for 7 potentially here. Though I figure if I Viper's Kiss this, he will just block anyway. I'm going to go for the Satyr Wayfinder here and see if we can hit a land drop. Hitting a land here into Unicorn's a pretty big game, I think. And we do. No creatures, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm going to trade. Pretty sure he's going to take the trade here. Oh, I'm wrong. Not super sad to see that I'm wrong. I mean, I'm pretty happy with him taking the damage, but it also means he's got a plan. What is his plan? He can't play Archetype yet to try to get this thing in the air to double block or whatever. So that's not the plan. If he leaves up blue mana, then he probably has bounce spells, so we'll keep that in mind. Yeah, all right. So his plan is to Helix us. But this is actually really interesting. I can Viper's Kiss his Fanatic here. And force him to Helix now, because the ability would make it so that he couldn't use it. And then we would already know about it, and then I could just recast the Master. I think what he'd like to do here is block here and then use this. This is really interesting. I could also just play Humbler of Mortals, give my team Trample, which really doesn't do that much here. I think I'd rather like either Viper's Kiss Swordwise Centaur this turn or Ravenous Leucrocota Monstrous this turn. Plus, of course, attacks and all that. So if I attack with this and this and Monstrous my Ravenous Leucrocota, he bounces Master. This is 4, 5, 6. I think that actually just turns out okay for me. If he bounces a Leucrocota, then he takes 5 in the air and puts him down to 3, which is pretty sweet too. Oh, it's aerial formation? Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, well, this just means that my Leucrocota gets to kind of go off. He's going to trade here, though. And he's going to jump block. All right. Okay. So he's got to come up with some stuff pretty quickly here. We've got Viper's Kiss and Humbler that we can use to push through some damage here potentially. I mean, even these little dirtles will matter. They could at least. Ooh, we'll kill that. Land is nice. We'll take it. So let's kill Deepwater Hypnotist. And yeah, we just play Humbler here. Attack with everything. Humbler, he can block here, take 6. It's fine by me. Ship the team. Goes to 2, and we send a turn back. And yeah, he's just got to come up with something huge here, basically. Divination's a start. He will need more than that, though. Also, if we draw any enchantment, we can make our guy have trample, but right now we have 2 lethal threats and 1 almost lethal threat. You got to figure he's got something he can either add to the board or augment Warwing Siren, and it's Rollicker for chump blocks and Satyr. All right. So he could be bouncing here also, though. Let's draw a card with Presence and get our Humbler trigger on. And he's going to scoop to that. All right. That was a little bit better for us. A slightly more fair fight. But again, we did see the power of the turn 3 Master of the Feast. Even against his deck, which could have bounce or any ways to neutralize the thing. It's been quite strong. Still don't really think I want Nyxborn Infusion. Starbreaker? It's not really doing a lot. I'm just going to submit here. All right, this looks okay. Yeah, this is fine. Obviously, we're a little land light, but we're on the draw, and we have Nylea's Presence. We've got a Viper's Kiss if he plays like a 2-1 on turn 2 or whatever that we can use to just get that thing off the table and not take a bunch of damage. And then basically from that point on, we want to draw lands. Yeah. Plan A, draw more lands. All right, we got even more ways to find lands now. And in fact, I think turn 2 we're just wayfinding here. Yeah, because I want to find lands and I want to get Nemesis of Mortals going. So forest or swamp. We'll take a swamp and we get an Oakheart Dryads in the yard. So one creature for Nemesis, not bad. It's sort of like drawing a land. It just only casts this. This is Warwing? No, Kragma Butcher. All right. Kragma Butcher. Probably going to need to start taking some hits from the Butcher here and just running out Opaline Unicorn, I think. This gives us the opportunity to have the most explosive possible draws, where if we draw a land next turn, we can play Xenagos and start trying to beat him down with Humbler and stuff. Oh, he's going super aggressive. We're going to chump block this. I want to get more creatures in my yard so I can cast my Nemesis. And we cast Ravenous right now. We can... I think we just play Nemesis here. And just try to trade. If the game goes long, I feel like we're in good position with Xenagos and Humbler of Mortals. Plus, we can, like, if we draw a land or whatever, we can even sandbag Nylea's Presence to get another Humbler trigger and make our huge thing doubled. So I'm going to block there to try to make this game go a little bit longer. We do need to hit a critical land drop coming up here. Oracle's Insight on a creature that must attack. That's interesting. All right, well, no, this is actually really interesting. Didn't think about this. I can Viper's Kiss it and make it so that he only gets... Wow, I can really get him with Viper's Kiss, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So Viper's Kiss, he gets a card back out of it, but then it becomes a 1/1. We play Ravenous Leucrocota here, and he still has to attack with the thing, and he can't use the activated ability going forward. So we get to just eat his Oracle's Insight and his Mogus's Warhound. He gets a card back out of it, but he's going to get that with Oracle's Insight either way. I don't know if this is greedy, and maybe I should have just played Xenagos, but I think that I really hate the idea of him activating Oracle's Insight end step, untap activating Oracle's Insight. I just feel like we're falling like woefully behind, even given this circumstance. I mean, my whole game plan up until now was, well, let's make the game go longer so I can take over with Xenagos in a little bit, Xenagos and Humbler. But if he has an active Oracle's Insight for multiple turns in a row, that really puts a crimp in the whole long game plan, as he gets to just crush us with card advantage. All right, he's got Lightning. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, in fact, that just makes me very happy. And Deep Water Hypnotist is basically irrelevant here, and we draw really nice. So we're going to actually probably just whack him with this Unicorn. Yeah. Yeah, he really wanted to get rid of that Leucrocota, but that was not the big issue. This is... What is this? Spear Point Oread? Yeah, I will race you. Racing we can do, my friend. Interested in race. Especially that we get to get an extra damage in now. And like I said before, we actually do get the chance to use Nylea's Presence as a trigger for Humbler. Internet's a little crappy here in the hotel, as you may or may not have noticed. And I'm on the laptop, but I got it all set up. I got a sweet laptop so I can do this kind of stuff. All right, he's going to hit us here. This is a big turn. Kind of depends on what he does here. Don't think the trample matters that much. So let's give our Felhide Minotaur a bump here because it gets him haste. That way if he has hubris or something like that, we don't get fully destroyed. Z-Hippo, he's going to shrink something down. That's interesting. So he gets to eat my Opaline Unicorn if he wants, or double block Humbler. But if he double blocks Humbler and has nothing else, he still takes 5 here. Putting him down to 2. All right, so he is. So I've got 2 damage to distribute, so clearly I just want to kill Breaching Hippocamp here. So it's our only play. So if I knew specifically that he had Hippocamp, the play would be to play Humbler, then play Nylea's Presence, giving everything trample, and then target, not play Humbler, but target the Humbler with Xenagos. But that just gets so wrecked by a bounce spell because we don't get to attack with Minotaur at all. Basically, he bounces, he blocks with this, or no, he takes 1. And we're pretty unhappy with that result. So, all right, so this puts him to 2. And I think now that the... I think now that the Humbler's gone, we can just play out Nylea's presence and see if we hit. I mean, we have Magma Jet in our deck. We could draw and just win. Cast into Darkness. I think I like just playing that here. We take less damage, and it's sort of like a 2-for-1 because he can't block next turn. We have 2 lethal creatures on their own. Yeah, I think I like just getting that out of our hand. I mean, the surprise factor is nice, but he's down to 2 cards, and I think it's just a matter at this point of just getting... I don't think there's a whole lot of value in getting cute. He can hubris his own guy, but then I get Cast into Darkness back, so he would have had to do that with Cast into Darkness on the stack. He hubrises his guy, he gets everything back in his hand, and he can reload his his board state by playing Deepwater and then just playing Spirit Point. But now that he's let Cast into Darkness resolve, that play has surpassed him, because if he does that, I get it back in my hand. He's going to Retraction Helix. All right, so it wasn't Hubris, it was Retraction Helix, leaving him with a Spear Point Oread and the Deepwater Hypnotist in his hand. Oh, and he's going to show us everything here. Rollicker. And we find a Servant. What just happened? Did something just change? What just happened here? Retraction Helix on Deepwater, so he brought that back to his hand. This fell off. This fell off. Deepwater is returned to the hand from the battlefield. Mountain. Cast Deepwater Hypnotist. Cast Rollicker targeting Spear Point. So he should have... This should be here. Ugh, that's really annoying, because that thing can block. That is not what's happening here, right? Because this is a completely possible board state to have a Deepwater Hypnotist with 2 things on it, but that's not what he actually has here. So that's really annoying. So let's play Servant. All right, there. Now it fell off again. All right, so what do we do here? He's got a 3/3 first strike. Can we kill him? No. Can we actually kill him? Let's say I target Felhide Minotaur. We attack with everything. Felhide Minotaur must be blocked, so he chumps here. He can eat the Unicorn, but then he takes 1 from this, and then when we untap, we kill him. So I think we just have him here. Perfect draws. Yeah, they didn't feel super perfect, but they were pretty good. Oh, I should have targeted the Minotaur. That was definitely incorrect. I even talked through that whole play, but I think I kind of have him either way. But so attack, attack, attack. He eats this. He must block both of these. Yeah, I think we actually get him anyway. Even if he eats this thing, he trades. Yeah, he's just screwed either way. I think I like pumping the Minotaur better, but... Okay, so that's good. He takes 1. Our guy's not going to die. And then when he untaps, he dies. So basically, he needs to find a way to kill or bounce a creature that has... regeneration. So he needs to bounce it, basically. All right, we're into the finals. We'll see you guys there.